Hello students and viewers, welcome back to Science Capsule, a perfect self-learning tool for school children. Dear students, this virtual class is bringing you a very effective learning content through which you can learn the concepts very well. Apart from the regular classes, some other everyday activities which are very much related to the science subject will also be provided to you in coming days. So, whatever the things you learn in the subject, apart from that, you will learn some more things which are connected to our everyday activities. So, in the previous section, in the previous video, we have discussed about the important types of chemical reactions. I hope you understood all those chemical reactions. In today's session, we will be seeing more important chemical reactions which are going to be discussed. Before that, if you have not watched previous videos, then click on the I button. There you will find all those left out videos. Moving further, in today's session we will be seeing about another very important class of chemical reaction, that is oxidation and reduction reaction. Today's video is going to be very informative and knowledgeable to you. So watch till the end of this video. If not subscribed to this channel, then subscribe this channel and press bell icon so that you will not miss any of my uploads. So let us start today's session. So dear students, there are certain chemical reactions which are very important for the living organisms. For example, photosynthesis. It is a process by which all the green plants prepare their food, and respiration is responsible for giving energy by breaking or by burning oxygen into the cell. And some of the vegetables and other food items, when brought from the market, then it perishes. These are some of the familiar chemical reactions we observe in our day-to-day life. How these chemical reactions are taking place? Very interesting, right? All these reactions are taking place with the help of oxidation. All these chemical reactions are considered under oxidation and reduction reaction. So, of all the chemical reactions that exist in the universe, 1/3 of the chemical reactions are classified under oxidation and reduction reaction. So, knowing about oxidation and reduction reaction is very important. In CBSE examinations also, questions related to oxidation and reduction are asked. So, try to understand all these chemical reactions, how oxidation and reduction are taking place. Firstly, we will try to understand what is actually an oxidation or reduction reaction is. From there, we will learn how oxidation and reduction reaction are taking place in everyday activities. Let us learn first what is oxidation reaction. Dear students, oxidation reaction can be defined in 3 different ways. The first way is in terms of transfer of electron. Another way is oxidation can be defined by or in terms of oxygen. Thirdly, the oxidation reaction can be defined in terms of hydrogen. Let us see step by step, one by one, so that you will understand the definition of oxidation and reduction reaction in terms of all these 3 things. Firstly, we will see how oxidation reaction is defined in terms of electron. Dear students, oxidation is a very simple process or simple reaction in which the transfer of electron takes place. That means whenever an atom loses electron, it forms ion. As you can see here, magnesium. When magnesium ion loses 2 electrons, then on the other side, on the product side, you can see that magnesium ion is formed. Right? So, this reaction is known as oxidation reaction, because during the reaction you can see that the electrons are lost. So, the losing of electron is known as oxidation reaction. Now, you may be asking why an atom loses electron. For example, here we take sodium. In order to understand why an atom loses electron, we have to go to 9th standard, where you must have learned about electronic configurations and all. Now in detail we will see why an atom loses electron. Here sodium is an atom. Here electronic configuration is given that you can see. In the outermost shell you will find only one electron. We know that an atom is said to be stable when it has complete octet. That means its outermost shell should be completely filled by the electrons. The electronic configuration of sodium shows that here unfilled shells available. That means the outermost shell is not completely filled. Here the sodium atom gets a stable configuration only by losing one electron. By losing one electron, the octet gets completed. On the other side, you see the octet has 8 electrons. So the outermost shell has 8 electrons. We call it as the completed octet. By doing so, the atom gets a stable configuration. So an atom loses or gains electron only to get its stable configuration. So whenever an atom loses electron, then it gets a stable configuration. The reaction by which the electrons are lost by an atom is known as oxidation reaction. So sodium and magnesium are the elements which gets its stable configuration by losing electrons. So this way we can define oxidation reaction. Secondly, we will see how oxidation reaction is defined in terms of oxygen. Addition of oxygen is known as oxidation reaction. Here we have taken an example of burning of magnesium ribbon, which we are very much familiar right from the second episode we are seeing. So here magnesium atom combines with oxygen and on the other side you can see magnesium oxide is formed. Here the notable thing is that magnesium combines with oxygen. On the product side you see with magnesium oxygen is being added. So here addition of oxygen has taken place. So oxidation can be defined. It is the process by which oxygen is added with an element. So here the burning of magnesium ribbon is an oxidation reaction. The same reaction we have included in combination reaction also. We have already learned that a particular chemical reaction can be classified under different categories. So the burning of magnesium ribbon, which we have already taken or considered under combination reaction, the same reaction we have taken for defining oxidation reaction. Similarly, when sodium combines with oxygen, sodium oxide is formed. This is also an example of oxidation reaction. Now we will see how oxidation reaction can be defined in terms of hydrogen. Here removal of hydrogen is known as oxidation reaction. But in the earlier case we have seen that addition of oxygen is known as oxidation. When we talk about in terms of hydrogen, then removal of hydrogen is known as oxidation. Look at the example here. Hydrochloric acid reacts with oxygen. On the other side you see water and chlorine gas is evolved. Here hydrochloric acid with chlorine, hydrogen atoms are attached. On the product side, chlorine has lost hydrogen. That means from hydrochloric acid, hydrogen is being removed. So this removal process is known as oxidation. So oxidation reaction can be defined in 3 ways. One is losing of electron, second one is addition of oxygen, third one is removal of hydrogen. So this way oxidation reaction can be defined. Some more examples are there in your textbook that you can refer and go through. Like oxidation reaction, reduction reaction can also be defined in 3 ways. One is in terms of electron transfer, in terms of oxygen, in terms of hydrogen. Now we see how reduction reaction can be defined in terms of electron transfer. Here the gain of electron is known as reduction reaction. Look at here, chlorine is an example. Chlorine when gains 1 electron, on the product side you see Cl minus, chlorine ion is formed. So here the chlorine ion is formed by gaining of electron. The reaction is the process by which an electron is gained by an atom for forming ion is known as reduction reaction. Now we see how it is defined in terms of oxygen. In oxidation, we have seen that addition of oxygen is known as oxidation. Here, for defining reduction in terms of oxygen, removal of oxygen from a compound is known as reduction. When copper oxide reacts with hydrogen, look at the screen here. When copper oxide reacts with hydrogen, on the product side you see copper atom is formed and along with that water molecules are formed, right? So from copper, oxygen gets removed and oxygen is added on the product side, right? So on the reactant side, you can see that oxygen is very well removed. So the removal of oxygen is known as reduction reaction. The same reaction can also be understood in terms of electron transfer that we have already discussed. You can see the same electron transfer also in this reaction. Now we see the third way how reduction can be defined. Dear students, we have learnt already that removal of hydrogen is known as oxidation reaction. Just opposite to that is the reduction reaction, which means addition of hydrogen is known as reduction reaction. Just to see the example, when hydrogen reacts with the chlorine, forms a hydrochloric acid or hydrogen chloride. In this, in the reactant side, you see hydrogen gas is there and chlorine is there, right? On the product side, with chlorine, hydrogen is getting added. So hydrogen is being added, so the reaction is known as reduction reaction. This way, oxidation and reduction reaction can be defined or understood in terms of electron transfer, oxygen and hydrogen. So I believe that you understood what is oxidation and what is reduction, how it is understood. The same thing we will apply in various other chemical reactions to understand about oxidation and reduction reaction. So dear students, I believe that you understood today's lesson about oxidation and reduction reaction. If you found this video useful, then like, share, comment on this video. If you have any doubts, queries, you can mention it under comment section. If you are new to this channel, then subscribe this channel and press bell icon so that you will receive notification whenever I upload new video. So see you all on the redox reaction next video. Till then, take good care of yourself. Bye.